For the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the only Angels postgame show that keeps it real, win or lose. No filters, no fluff, just raw reactions right after the final out. The Golden Stamos is polished up and somebody's about to take it home. A clutch hit, a game-saving grab, or just straight up hustle. We see you. But if you played like trash, you're getting the dreaded Nacho Night Award. We saw the missed calls, we saw the blown saves, the clutch moments, and the disasters too. Your comments are front and center, and yeah, we read all of them. Wanna let loose? Call in and sound off live. No scripts, no suits, no spin. This is raw, this is real, this is where the fans take over. This is the Heedy Postgame Show with Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield post-game show. I am your host, Todd Fox, on the Heedy Network. Of course, we got hockey going on here coming up soon, and we got NFL coming up here soon, but on this network. But we have to talk about our Halos, and our Halos take another one on the chin. They lose tonight, and again, in a game where they came back with the home runs. But let me just be very, very honest and clear. Once I give you, we're by the fans, for the fans, for the fans, by the fans. We're in the stands with you. We're not like Locked On Cox. So I have to put that out there as a disclaimer. Stay tuned also for some more information on the Logan O'Hoppe tournament there, because if you guys join, you could be on our bowling team September 7th and participate, and also talk to players, get autographs, get a shirt and a hat from us, all because of the good charity that Logan O'Hoppe promotes, and it'll be in Fountain Valley. You just have to look up that we'll post it again, but we need 2 teams of 6. I know there's been a couple people that said, yeah, we're in, but they haven't paid yet, so we'll see what happens. And also we have baseball coming up here, or softball. I'll announce that tomorrow, September 20th for softball. We're going to have a game finally. That one's like $30, or no, it's $24. I'll talk about it later. Because we got the field reserve, we had to pay for that. We could have sponsors pay for everything, but you're going to get a shirt and a hat and all that stuff if you participate. We need 2 teams. I know there's a lot of people out there that play. So if you want to play, I'll have more on that later on. Just remind me. I'm sure Mateo will. So with that being said, the Angels lose tonight 6-4. Last night they lost 4-1. This game got away from them like almost every other game does, which, I mean, they start off with a good game plan. See, a lot of times they come out with bad game plans, but this game they came out with a good game plan to hit the pitcher for the Reds, and they were actually putting good pressure on him, and he's their ace. And you just thought that they were going to get to Green, and they were getting to Green early. They just couldn't finish it off. They had an opportunity to open it up in the first inning, couldn't do it. They had some other good at bats, but it seemed like when he settled down after the 3rd inning or so, he just looked like a legit starter. He looked really good. He finished with 3 runs on 6 hits through 6 1/3, getting a quality start. And of course, he racks up 12 strikeouts on the Angels. Because when the Angels decide, hey, we're not, the pitcher has adjusted to us, they sit there and they get picked on, they get pulled apart, and they just refuse to switch things up. So it was like the same bullshit over and over and over. They kept going up there with the same approach. He kept attacking these guys the same way. And again, just like in the NFL, just like, basketball is a little different. You go on runs. Hockey, you adjust. The NFL, it's a game of adjustments. Baseball, it's the same thing. Baseball, you have to adjust. If the pitcher's going a certain way, he's getting you out. Well, then go to the weakness of the strategy that he's trying on you, and mix things up. The Angels just refuse to mix things up. And that is so freaking frustrating. So frustrating that they just don't understand that, hey, we need to switch things up. We need to change the pace. We need to change things in our favor. We need to get the momentum back. And instead, they just put their head between their legs and continue to keep doing the same thing. So with that being said, they worked on a terrible night. Neto 1 for 4. Shonawell went 0 for 4. He didn't strike out at least, but you had 15 strikeouts. He was the only one that didn't strike out. Mike Trout added a strikeout, but he had 2 hits. You had Taylor Ward with a hit and an RBI. Joe Adell had the best night, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. 0 for 4, Mancada, 2 strikeouts. 1 for 4, d'Arnaud with a strikeout. Christian Moore 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Once he starts making more contact, look out for this guy. But for right now, he's still missing on those fastballs, still getting fooled because he's a rookie. Also, Tendencio went 0 for 2 again with a strikeout. Looks like he's hit a wall, like a Lugo type wall. Renifo came in there and provided shit. I'm done with him too. I think Renifo's got to go. Don't even re-sign him, man. We need a new third baseman. Kyle Hendricks, 4 runs, 8 hits through 6 innings, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run allowed. A lot of honks are going to sit there and say, well, he sucks. For a veteran his age, for him to be pitching like that and give you a quality start, even those 4 runs, it's not bad. If you look at what his record is, he's what we paid for. Kyle Hendricks is every bit of what we paid for. Aging veteran, on his way out, not that good. His fastball's creeping down, I should say, in speed. He has to rely on movement and location. If you told me 6-8 right now with a 4.93 ERA, I'd take it. And I'm taking it regardless. That's what she said. But at 4.93 ERA, I mean, what we thought he was going to be, man. Maybe if he was 8-6 instead of 6-8, that'd be better. But that's about what we thought we'd get out of him. I mean, if you look at his last few starts, check this out, guys. 3 runs, 5 hits, 4 2/3 against the Mets in a 3-2 loss. A 4-1 win over Seattle, 1 run, 2 hits, 6 innings. 1 run, 4 hits, 5 innings pitched, a 1-0 loss to the White Sox. 6-5 loss, 3 runs, 5 hits, 5 innings pitched. Against the Dodgers in a win, he had the only bad start, 5 runs, 6 hits, and 3 1/3. And you couple that with tonight's, it's very average starts, but he's a very average pitcher at this point. So the run scoring stuff happened like this. First inning, Ward singled to right. Trout scored. It was 1-0. Marte would then quickly homer after the Angels got a nice double play. And then Alejandro got a double to score in De La Cruz all the way from first base, 2-1. Marte doubled to right. Andahar scored. Hayes to third, 3-1. Andahar again would get us with a single to make it 4-1. Adell would make it 4-2. Neto singled to left, scoring d'Arnaud, 4-3. But the Angels left the go-ahead and tying runners on in that inning. Adell, though, said, "I got you" in the 8th inning, tied it up with a solo blast. Only in the 9th inning for the Angels to put in Jansen, and Jansen was wild, and 2 runs would score, and that was all she wrote. Bullpen was not bad, only allowing 3 hits, but not getting any strikeouts. Or no, they got 3 strikeouts. But the 2 runs given up by Jansen was bad. Angels lose in 2.5 hours, 6-4 again. And I will say this, though. I like Matty V. I wish Matty V was our full-time announcer. I know some people like Wayne. I'm over the Wayne train. Matty V makes Gooby sound a little bit more reasonable. Gooby's not as honkish. He's not talking about home runs as much or exit velocity as much. I know he started early in the game, but he kind of laid off of it. And I got this to say about this too before I get into the awards and stuff. Too much talk about home runs. Look what happened to the Reds tonight. The Reds bleeded us with baseball, floaters, singles, not that crushing of the ball. There was no exit velocity needed. They were just putting out, poking the ball outside of that home run. The Reds really didn't hit the ball that hard. There was not really that incredible exit velocity. So don't give me that shit about, it's got to be exit velocity. It's got to be launch angle. How hard did he hit it? No, it doesn't matter. Like Gooby tried the 9th inning actually and was like, hey, there's he has like the second highest, bat to ball ratio that they hit the ball hard off of this guy. Who cares? If his ERA is good, who cares? So that's all that matters right there. But again, we're waxing poetic, and the Angels lose 6-4. We'll get into the comments right now, or after we get the awards, and the awards go like this. Um, I think you have. I was really going for Andahar right here. 3 hits. If he had the game-winning hit, I would have gave it to him. But 3 hits and 4 at-bats, 2 RBIs. But the player of the game is going to be. It's gonna be our boy Jo Adell. The renaissance for him has started. I think this is who he is moving forward. He's about right now at 28 home runs. He's right behind. If you would have told me Trout's in third place and playing as many games as he has right now, as far as home runs on the team, I would have been like, nah, dude, no, there's no way. Actually, I take that back. I think Trout's in fourth place on the team because I think Neto has more home runs than him. Yeah, Neto has more home runs, 21. Trout's still sitting on what, 8? No, he's got 20. So Trout's sitting on 20 home runs. Neto's got 21. Adell has now 28 and 78. Now, again, for Adell to be where I think he's due for an extension, Adell, you got to get that average up to where it was a couple months ago at 250. 260 would be ideal. Then you'd have more RBI chances, and you'd probably be pushing 100 right now with about maybe 31, 32 home runs, which is a very nice season. I think he's going to fall short. He's probably going to wind up with about 92 to 94 RBIs, maybe somewhere along the lines of 36 home runs. That's a fine season, but that average would look a lot better if it was around 250 and a little bit higher. 252, 254, something like that. Great season. I think if he starts April good next year, you got to have an in-season talks if he's allowing that for an extension for sure. Let's see. Did Renifo hurt himself last night or just lack of hustle? His lack of hustle. We watched that live. That was super lack of hustle. Now, who gets the Nacho Night for worst player?
For the worst performance of the night. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
I think Kenley Jansen, I hate to give it to him because he's been so solid all year, but he takes the loss. 1 run, 2 hits. It could have been a lot worse, but he didn't have it tonight, and they should have probably took him out, third player in there. But it is what it is, man. He's going to get the Nacho Night because, again, we can't discriminate. Even if it's our Halo, he gets the Nacho Night. Bad performance by him in the loss. Moving on now, let's get into the comments, shall we? We have a lot of comments to get to, and we're going to get to the ones first on TikTok. And beginning of the end of the season, sadly, Josh says, it's already been there. Missy says, I haven't seen an umpire and the game on a pitch off the corner that bad. Again, Missy, there has been a lot of bad performances by the umpires of late, and it's having all you fans screaming for the automatic umpires. Let's see. The Heady Ass says, do you notice how Christian Moore falls back when he swings? Is that a bad thing? Yes, it is. Right now, you need to get him engaged as much as he can. I don't like him crowding the plate as much as Neto does, and Neto pays a price when he does. I don't want that to happen to Christian Moore either. He also just can't be brushed off like that because, again, that's telling the pitcher that a curveball inside, a slider inside, a sweeper inside, and you got that inside corner if it has enough bite. If it starts inside enough to where it can get the back door on the inside part of the plate, then you're going to make him look stupid every time. You're going to get an easy strikeout because you know he's not going to try to swing at those inside pitches. So, again, if it's working in this series, it worked in the last series, chances are the other team that's scouting and doing their homework will say, hey, you know what, bust Simo in and watch him back off, watch him fall back, and you can cheat and steal a strike or two. Let's see. Also, get another beer says Fulmer is nice, though, as far as a pitcher. Uh, Herman says there's still plenty of baseball left to be played. I disagree, but you're not the only one that thinks that. A certain Roger Lodge thinks
We
that.
got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
There you go. Let's see. Also, let's see. Get back down here to this one. 7.5 games back. Jerry says. Also at Spencer Bro wears his heart on his sleeve, and the organization can't give him a contract year over year. True. Louis deserves better. Well, yeah, Louis, I think, has given us what he's can give us. Fletches, I just think that he's never been healthy enough to give us a full extreme season. He's had a couple back-to-back seasons. If you look at his numbers of 19 homers, 72 RBIs, that's his ceiling. And whether he'll replicate that again, I don't think so. His defense really, if you had to ask me what I'm most disappointed with him, is his defense. This year at third base and when he played second base, he's made quite a few errors. Whereas one thing you could always depend on Renifo with, either hurt or not, was that he played solid defense, and that's not the case. So if he were to walk, more power to him. Hopefully you get that contract. BYXT says at the end of the day, Perry said we were competitive, don't want to separate the guys. Yep. And that's basically what happened. And guess what? He was proven wrong. And that's a fireable offense in my situation right there. I don't allow him to move on. Again, that could be Artie speak, but either way, he's the talking head, and you better back it up if the owner's saying it or if you're saying it, and he didn't. Jay says no small ball, no win. Yeah, you don't get the small ball involved. And look at how many times we've seen that no small ball doesn't work. Like the home runs in a series, it may win you a few games here and there, but why are we using that as the end all be all? So what? 1 out of 5 is good. 2 out of 6 is good. No, you have to mix it up. Get some hard hitting in there too, but also balance it with some small ball. Also, last year for Perry, or no, he signed an extension. He's got 2 more years. Also, clean house in management and the owner this season. James, I would that would be the perfect case scenario. Again, we're gonna have to wait till October, November to see what happens with the whole audit thing. But in the meantime, I just don't want it to be a nothing burger. But when you look at it, I like Barry Enright. I like Sal Fasano. There's a few other coaches on this team, but they've been, now that I think about it, Ray Montgomery has been with the Angels coaching staff since, I want to say, Osmus into Madden or Madden into Nevin. He's been with the club for a while, so I think he's got too much of the analytics. I think you fire everybody. I liked Barry Enright, but I've changed my mind. I'm like, you know what? If we're going to fire the coaches or let them go, let's let them all go. Let's get rid of them all. And that includes the guy, and like Jerry says, clean house. I want the analytics people gone too. Hell, I want the training staff gone. Everybody's got to go. Fletcher says, Hoppy not in the lineup versus a fastball pitcher. Come on, Ray. And again, same thing though with how Hoppy though. What has he told you? What has he shown you? He's still trying to hit home runs, still trying to hit the high and away fastball, which he's trying to pull it. You're never going to pull it. You're just going to hit a weak ground ball or a pop-up or a strikeout. It's one of those 3. And what do you think he's been doing? A bunch of one of those 3. He can only hit the fastball though. Yeah, when it's down and in, when it's down the pipe, but he's not hitting it on the outside corner. If you've been watching, he's been getting a steady diet of outside and up or outside in general, sweepers, sliders, and he's been whiffing bad. And I want that to change. And the only way he could change the narrative is go to the right field side. Keep pounding the right side of that defense. And if you're making connections, then the pitcher is going to be forced to bring it over the middle or in your sweet spot. Also, yeah, I get you, Fletches. I get you. It seems like we get a new hitting coach each year, and we still do the same thing. Well, it's because I think it's a little bit of commitment, Jay, and it's also the fact that we have too much analytics. We just continue to go after the analytics. Any more call-ups to look for this year? Yeah, there's a few other pitchers, like I said, Kana Dana, Aldegari, to bring them up to actually have them start. And then you look at Kai Boom, possibly Nelson Rada. There's a few guys that they could bring up, but they're going to have to let a few guys go as well. Mateo says it's Spritz o'clock. Yeah, we didn't win, but we still have to play it. So let's go with a win. Actually, we can't enjoy a Spritz. Well, yeah, fuck it. Let's enjoy a botanical Spritz.
I love winning, man. I fucking love winning. You know what I'm saying? Like better than losing.
Spritz o'clock, angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
I love winning, man. I fucking love winning. You know what I'm saying?
Also, let's see any more. Oh, I already read that one. You think Bo Bichette can be a solid infield piece? No. If anything, the best that Bo Bichette can give you right now is a good, unless he redefines his swing or finds it again. He's a guy that's going to probably get you, I don't know, a bench player, solid number 4 infielder. Michael D. Gibby says the Angels are fucking garbage. And you know what? I love Gibby. A lot of people hate him online, but I love it because he's truthful, number 1. And number 2, he's not afraid to call a spade a spade. And the fact that I've had a conversation with him online and he is actually being called always a hater, but he's one of these Angel fans that he's frustrated. And he says the first thing that's on his mind, I know damn well that Gibby's one of these guys that would be pro Angels all the way if they were winning and doing things right. He's just tired of the bullshit. So there's that version of the fan base too. I think a lot of people get Gibby wrong at times, but he's a good guy and he just fucking hates losing. He can't, and I think I see a lot of his posts and comments are out of frustration, and he just has nothing. He doesn't want to go the mad, angry. He'll get that way at times, but not close to. I think he copes with this just making fun of the team, and sometimes you got to do that to keep your sanity. Let's see. Also, what? No more news today. I would tell you, Corey, if I heard anything. James says, "What do you think of Madero so far in 2 starts? It's early. He's young. He's fresh. It's he's got to work through some things. I see a little bit improvement. If you can improve every start, that would be cool." Ed says, "Will you be at the game Friday?" Yes, I will. I'll be there the entire Cubs series. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be there at 260. Let's see. Let's see. Something wrong with you says I was at the game today. I'm so sorry. Also, I'm sick of the coaching ownership. All of it. Custom says, do you think we can still make the playoffs? No, Jules. We are done. Saddam Hussein owns the Angels. Hendricks and Anderson are cheeks. I think he meant ass cheeks. Mateo says, "Oh no, what happened?"
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh
no! Also, Grillmaster says Reds own us just like the Astros. Opinion on Jerickson Profar lifetime ban. If you do the crime, you do the time, basically. And if it's illegal, especially like with everything they got, with the new ways to gamble and the ways it's you got, because when I was a player, you couldn't gamble for shit, and they did seminars and they told you people would come out of nowhere asking for inside information. They told you they told you basically, hey, you got you're gonna have people that are come up on you at what do you call it, at random times, and it's just weird. It's weird how you can get caught up in it back in the day, but now with everything online, and you can still get caught up, you just can't bet on your own sports. So apparently that's false. I didn't know about Jerickson Profar. I thought that was something that broke, because we have heard of Clase getting not a lifetime ban, but a ban. Do we see Brenner before the end of the season? No, we don't see him before the end of the year. Also, favorite Erica Weston Glazer will be in attendance. We got this W. She was there today. Trick says, "Where's VT?" VT should have been doing a podcast, but he didn't hit me up because they do their podcast from here. I let them use the studio for Angels Central. Let's see. Also, Angels need a legit manager and 2 solid starting pitchers to add to complete the rotation. Yeah, 2 solid starters would help big time. I don't know what to do at this point. EQ says, Mike Trout says, see, Mateo, you keep spritzing, we keep losing. But Grillmaster says, Kenley took our hopes of a comeback and ran him up the butt. And that's the problem, man. When you the whole 9 innings, man. The 9th inning pitcher, bringing him in a tie score. I don't like it.
Let me tell you something about my guy John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old balls and
Running up my butt right now?
you get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos
Choked on me.
He was so great.
Oh, a show with me. Yeah. Oh, last one that we did a pod together. That was with Tim as well. So next time, I don't know. Whenever he wants to come by, I'm down. Mike Trout says Gavin's Honda in sight with nuts, or is still in sight with nuts. Yeah, that the yummy tasting nut.
On everybody, my name is Gavin Carlson, former credential journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Grillmaster says, just sad watching. This is so predictable. And yeah, this is the time of year where this team just goes belly up, dude. And right now, again, you're seeing some bright spots with Adele and a few others. But for the most part, this game is going and this team is going in the shitter. And it's going to be a tough September. That's why, again, I implore you guys to watch the football show to keep some of your mind, if you're into football, off of baseball, because, again, it's going to be tough to watch the end of September and then watch everybody in October get, worked up. I don't know how long I can go. I'm tired. I'm a tired grandpa, EQ says. Tyler says, in case you didn't know, the season does not start tonight. We are officially myopic. LV says, we're so fucked. LV says, Todd, I was drunk when I said the Halos would take the series. I hope nobody took that to the bank. Yeah, it would have bounced for sure. Something looked wrong with Kenley, which, again, I don't see. I could see him on the IL very soon here. Hopefully, Artie sees the team turning around and will spend. Or I don't think so. There's nothing. I don't hope anymore for that guy. Nonchalant says, what do you think in their prime? Who would you take in their prime, John Lackey or Jared Weaver? I know it's going to piss some people off, but I would take John Lackey. John Lackey's just a gamer. That guy, and he had better stuff. And I loved, some people hated how he yelled at his infielders for not making a play. I like it. I like him keeping his guys on their feet, keeping them competitive, keeping them honest. They gave us hope and let us down. Zephyr John looked good for once. LV said, Adele with a pair of out of hairs. Nolan checks in with, this is probably obvious, but after the game, the players looked so defeated. They did. And it's one of those that they're going to take to the bank the wrong way. I can't even complain anymore, Eric says. Just enjoying what I can at this point with the youth movement. This team could be special if we just got some fucking pitching. Exactly. Pitching is what this team needs. This is the Angels' 10th loss in a row to the Reds. That's nearly 4 seasons worth of losses. LV says, fuck it, the season starts tonight. So he disagrees. He says,
we got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Eloy De La Cruz, that dude is a freak. He is very good and worth the price of admission. But Mateo says
This fat son of a bitch is going to drown us all out.
Just calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat.
Also, James says, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, and Artie is so horrible, he makes me think Jerry Jones actually isn't bad. And I actually think the same thing. Jerry Jones has at least gotten the Cowboys to the playoffs. Now, what happens when they get there, when he overpays players and stuff like that? Yeah. Angels done play the future. Keeping Trout is kind of cringe at this point. Kind of. Need a new GM, new owner, new manager. Is that all? Yes, and I think that will get us back to winning. No way Louis Renifo is on the roster next year. Feel bad for Adele. 2 home runs, all for nothing. Jack says Halos, the only thing they will start throwing dildos on the field like the WNBA. That could get the crowd into it. We could have a Mike Trout dildo night. Demetrio says, I'm super ready for Anaheim Ducks Heaty content. Been waiting on that since 2021. Thank you, Demetrio. Let's fucking go. I owe you a shirt too, buddy. Next time you come down, I will get you one for free. Grillmaster says, Savage Garden truly, madly, deeply in my radio right now. How convenient. Mateo says, Neto would have been on 30 home runs if he didn't miss that month. James Cano says, how would you feel, Todd, if we brought back 90% of the roster and staff, including the GM? I would feel wretched. I would be like, you know what? This team is going absolutely nowhere. Mateo says, I hate the robot umpires and the ABS system. It defeats the purpose of the home plate umpire. Thoughts? I'm 50-50. I like it and I don't like it, because I do like it because it's going to make things a little bit more clear. They're going to have replays that are real quick. But then I don't like it because it takes the human element away. Drinking non-alcoholic spritz because I don't want to mix drinking and sorrow. Fuck Artie Moreno. There you go. I like that. Also, what did the Halos do now? Again, I think we will focus on the offseason and what Artie does first, and then we'll know if possibly he'll spend or not, if this team is just going to be another dumpster fire. Counted almost 30 Deos tonight, Frostblaze. So he wants to let you know that, again, we scored how many runs tonight? 4. So we had 4 of these guys. By the way, again, I'll just put it right now. If you guys want to play some softball, on September 20th, it's not held by us. It's by another page. It's going to be Top Fan Rivalry. You can register, but you can use our promo code HITI, and it'll bring it down to, I think, $24, and I might give you guys another $5 or $10 off of that, depending on what we can do. But you will have shirts. I think you'll have hats as well. We'll contribute hats for our team, but we're going to try to have 2 Heaty teams. And so Heaty teams of softball, we're looking for at least 13 to 15 guys or gals that are ready to play and that want to play and that play good, because we want to win this tournament, and it's going to be up against another podcast or two. So we would love for you guys and gals to support us and come out and play. There's going to be food there. There's going to be games for the kids, cornhole tournaments, everything. So let me know if you guys want to come down. Either email me at halosinttheinfieldpodcast@yahoo.com, or go to Top Fan Rivalry, or I'll put the link up on the social media side. And if you guys want to register there, because it's coming around the corner pretty quickly. Kenley is hurt. You're saying, I'm just tired of being delusional that Artie will sell a team anytime soon. Doesn't look like it. We'll know pretty soon, Jay. And if it doesn't go through in those 2 months, we're definitely stuck with him for the long haul. Strangers 26 says, I'm 6-1 when I visit the Big A with 2 more games left to go. So at least I have good odds of watching the Halos win. And then that fucking Artie with his D's nuts. Yeah, fuck Artie at this point, dude. I'm so tired of him. I think everybody is.
Nuts. Got him. Got him.
And one more thing, if you're looking for tickets and you need tickets to a game, go to 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. And you can use our HITI code for anything as many times as you want. Get your 10% off of the tickets. The price you see is the price you get. So if it's $16, it's $16 before you use that. And then also be sure to check out Max Market Pros if you're looking to jump your business, your website, your social medias to the next level. Go to maxmarketpros.com and then type in your email or whatever, or ask for a consultation. They will hook it up, especially if you say you heard it on Halos in the Infield. So it's a good way to get you to the top. I mean, Google search, you could type in something and a company already has a spot reserved right there. People are too lazy to scroll a couple pages on Google. So if you're not on the first couple pages, you're kind of asked out. That's where they come in. That's where they're Google certified. That's where they'll put you in the top 5 or maybe even the top spot, depending on what you do. So let's see. Give them a call, give them a jingle, or just set up that consultation. You'll never know. Also, what's happening in the next 2 months? That audit right there is what's going to happen, and the Skaggs case. Frostblaze says the game shows that this team is still a year or two away from actually competing. Unless they have a really, really good offseason, you're probably right. And that's probably going to, put us into the lockout. Man, Ward's nickname should be Pokey or Turtle, as slow as he gets to baseballs. He's terrible, super slow on floaters, and he has an even worse arm. Like when De La Cruz knew who he was running against, he's like, there's no way he's going to throw him out. Mateo says this series is reminding me of the Pirates series when they beat us on bloop hits. Yeah, I would say that, and I will say also, Mateo, LA De La Cruz can fly. He's super fast. Grillmaster says Rada needs to be called up. How about Clausen and Johnson? Johnson probably, Clausen no. I tweeted to Adele yesterday to get closer to the plate. He got closer to the plate, and look what happened. There you go. Maybe you should be on the freaking the hitting side. My offense can't drive the ball. They are wide open, and they drop the ball. They are blaming the quarterback. Yeah, it never works in football. Angels are fucking garbage. Tamir 20 says Ward's throw was pathetic as fuck, as his team is pathetic as fuck. Angels Suck says, are you renewing your season tickets? I think they're getting renewed whether I like it or not. Also, the Profar thing was bad news. Gibby says, what the fuck was Perry thinking when he said the Angels were really competitive? My God, they're 7-10 since the trade deadline. That's not competitive. Us fans are looking for. If they were 10-7, because we're not even looking for much, but I agree with you, Gibby. They, 10-7 would be freaking great. How's Papa Fox feeling? Pretty depressed. He's been watching Me TV other than the Angels. Did you wish Roger a happy birthday? I didn't even know it was his birthday. The guy looks older than sand. Big Red says it's weird how Viagra and Cialis increases blood to the balls and balls. No wonder why Gavin loves it. It's hard. It's hard. Oh my goodness. Speaking of which, let's get his little commentary on what he thinks about the Angels tonight.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credential journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut? You guys are crazy. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back. What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson. Don't get it twisted. You've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. It's hard. It's hard. Oh, man, it feels great. Oh, yummy. Oh, how about a yummy? Oh, magic. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Tasting nut. Guys.
Andrew says shit September, but it's going to be the best off season. Yeah, question mark. Isn't the rumors about Kenley wanting to resign with us? Yes, it is. There's a reason why John Lackey has 3 World Series rings. How many did Weaver get? 0. Yeah, Lackey was a better pitcher. Mateo just likes hearing all the sound bites. Who's got the biggest biceps? 714 tickets. Big Red says, Mateo, last night you said I had the biggest biceps. Oh, geez, I don't want to happen right there. Daniel says, typical Angels baseball. See a clip of that. Odell ties it up in the 8th inning just to tune back in to the game and see we're losing again. Who wins a fight, Jansen or Chafin? Jansen. Halos or Phalos? Phalos right now. We suck again, Dan Rios says. Yes, we do.
Oh, no! We suck again!
The Deos are annoying. Andrew says, fuck that human element bullshit. Remove those umpires today. They're nothing without the MLB. Yes. Also, Emmy, love you long time. By the way, Ellie is fast. I wonder if when Mateo wins with his Spritz Little League team, he screams, it's Spritz o'clock. Strange says, this whole season has been a Rick roll of shit. Q Lombardi. Yeah, it's been tough to watch. What the hell's going on out here? Nonchalant says 714 tickets. 714 tickets. Also, during the audit, are they going to go inside and outside of the stadium? Yeah, they're gonna pretty much fine tooth comb that place. Kenley just couldn't pull it off tonight. Let's see. Also, I was just calling for the Marshall Award. Yes, I know. Alfonso says, Gavin, dude, your dad was coming in to get his Viagra. Turn around and hook him up. Mom will thank you later when she goes for the nuts. Who would win? Who would win rather than kick in the nuts, or who would you rather kick in the nuts? Roger, Gavin, or Cockton twins? At this point, the Cockton twins. Also, EQ says, I can't believe how teams will have players that can't even throw to second base as your outfielder. How the fuck is Ward a left fielder? How the fuck does a Joe Adele and Tendencio not have strong enough arms either? Gavin used Max Market Pros to get D's nuts on top of Google. Grillmaster got his discount right there. Have they released the schedule for next year? Can we get an easy season and opening day for once? No, they haven't done it yet. I forget when they start doing that again, but it hasn't been anytime soon. Let's see. Also, I'm mad that they DFA'd Brogdon for no reason. Me too. I don't understand that one. The umpires are so bad that it has me thinking they just can't keep up with today's velocity catchers framing. That is true, and that probably makes probably makes a lot of sense right there because the framing is key. If you could frame really good, fuck, dude. Renifo let us down. Also, Skull says gonna go dark until he sells the team. Attend 7 games, game 3 in the suite. Oh, or attended game 7 and games 3 in a suite. Oh, that must have been fun, Skull Vikes. Corey says, what do you think about Artie will do if he doesn't land or doesn't get the land or anything he wants? Dude, I don't know. I don't understand. Was he owed money? I think so, Skull Vikes. Can we get rid of Renifo? No, he's going to be there to the end of the season. Let's see. Also, my grandma can run faster than Louis Renifo and Taylor Ward in the outfield. Also, Gavin was just DFA'd to the Clippers. That would be awesome if he was. So with that being said, again, if you guys and gals are ready to play some softball, I would love to have you on the team. I'll put it out there again so you guys can sign up. That's September 20th. We also have September 7th, the Logan O'Hoppe bowling thing, and Locked on Cox will be there, so that should be interesting. Should I won't get spicy unless they push me that way, but we'll see. But I'm not going to ruin that event if they want to take it outside, which they won't, because their form of taking outside would be to play hacky sack. They're like, let's have a hacky sack off. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. The Archangel says Saturday night behind the Halo Brothers group tonight. There was a Halo Brothers group there. Fun Time should have taken the baby oil. I think that was last night, right? They were there last night, I think, or at least what's his name? Gavin left the basement for his second game. I think that was the whole thing. I think it was right after his quinceañera he had. EQ said at this point, Mike Trout is just looking to walk and just be in the lineup. That's why he should be down in the lineup. I don't like him at third. I really don't like him at third because he's just wasting that power spot. But right now you got no one else down there. Andrew says I might show up just to see if Todd fights the Locked On guys in the Fountain Valley parking lot. I could take all 3 of them on and with like one hand tied behind my back. So I'm just saying. I mean, not to brag or nothing, but like it would ever come down to that, they would run the other way. That's for damn sure. Let's see. The Halo Brothers were there in right field tonight. I did not see that. I got to you know, they're gonna freaking what was it called? You know, they're gonna freaking post about that because they go to 1 or 2. That if they were there tonight, that is the second game they've been to all season. Second game. That's pathetic for a podcast that supposedly covers the team. Like I've literally been to about 80% of the home games, maybe 85. I've had to miss 1 or 2 here or there, you know, like missing tonight because of work. So how the fuck do you cover the team and have that many followers and you're not there? That doesn't make any sense. So I blame Grildo Boys for the loss. Halo Boys were there with a Cowboy, not Halo Brothers. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't think they were there because Vince was there. He texted me, and I think Gavin was there with a stupid ass nacho helmet on. Like, who outside of a little kid who wears a nacho helmet I mean, you just grabbed nachos from that. That wasn't the Halo brothers. It was those two nerds from the little alien movie. I think it was Paul. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. The Halo brothers weren't there because they would have made it into some sort of event and it wouldn't have went anywhere. So that's why. Will Williams says, Todd, I'm a season ticket holder. Seen the Halo brothers at all the games I've been to. What? They Will, trust me, bro. Like I'm a season ticket holder too. I walk the stands as the clown. William has to be a Halo, what is it called? A Halo Brothers fan. There's no way, dude. There's no way. They have not been there. They literally have posted twice, and I've gotten those posts from other people being like, hey, did you see this? And they forwarded to me because they always forward the shit that they copy from us. So they forwarded twice to me that, hey, it was like John was at one game and Mike was at the other. And then what do you call it? The kid from the basement was there twice this year. That's all they've been to. I've never seen it because I would have ran into them because the only time John was there, I ran into him because we were walking the entire concourse. And that's where we came up with that video. Nonchalant says, in the audit and lawsuit go bad for Farty, could lower the team's market value if he decide. No. The team's market value ain't going nowhere. Trust me. The market value on this team is still through the roof. You can get at least 2.5 to 3.5 billion for this team with a B. So no, there's no way that the market value goes down. If anything, that's going to encourage more people to get involved. Because again, think about this. I know it's a different sport, but the NFL, the Denver Broncos sold for $6.5 billion. The Pirates today, I seen if the Pirates were to sell, as lowly as that franchise is, you're talking $2.2 to $2.6 billion with a B for the Pirates. So with the Angels being Los Angeles, supposedly, or just California in general, they go for a lot of money. If Fisher were to have sold the A's and you had to stay in Oakland, I would guarantee you can at least get 1.8. I know the Rays are going to go for 2. So actually the Angels got lowballed on a lot of offers. I know the highest was 3.5, but I would say the Angels could, and that was with Ohtani. I'd say the Angels either fall back to 2.5 billion or they're somewhere around. It starts at 2.5 billion, and there's a bidding war, and then you could probably squeeze 4 billion if Artie wanted to. Do that Heaty hat is badass. Where can I buy one? You could buy one from the YouTube page. Go to the YouTube page, and you can go to the shop area, and we have trucker hats. We have this hat. We have shirts. There's a lot of stuff, dude. We're not LA, we're OC shirts. So Will says, not defending the brothers, just saying I saw them and spoke with Mike during the Dodgers series. Well, that must have been his second game he's went to. I guarantee you, Will. What other series have you seen him at? What other game? I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying because, again, I've never seen him, and I walk the concourses, and as much as I am petty with them, and they have said shit behind my back, it gets back to them. The stuff I say and the stuff they've said gets back to me. So that's why there's that thing. There's that back and forth. I would have ran into him, dude. John didn't say anything to me. Like he walked by me and I just like pointed and laughed. That's why we were on the thing. Mariners series and the Pirates series for sure. I mean, look, if you saw him, you saw him, bro. But I guarantee you, they always post when they're there, and I've only seen them post a couple times, literally. I mean, 2 times. So I did not see them. If you saw them, maybe they went and they actually kept it on the down low. But I know anytime those guys go to a game, they always post about it. Let's see. Also, Livy Dune driving up the cost of the Pirates. He is. He's trying to sell that team because 3.5 billion. Again, Corey, I don't know because they kept all that on the down low. I don't know exactly who made the $3.5 billion bid, but that was the highest it went 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? So that's 2 years ago. We have to see if it's likely going to go higher. And I would love for this franchise to sell, and it might be worth a lot more if the city says, hey, if you buy the team from Artie, we'll give you a cheap deal on the land, and then it becomes even more freaking viable and more valuable, I should say. Paying for the FanDuel network doesn't make you a season ticket holder. That's true. That's true. Halo Brothers were at the Taylor Swift concert. No way they were there. Can we get a new TV broadcast company? I don't like FanDuel. Now, FanDuel's in it for now. MLB is working on a project which could be a streaming service for baseball only, which would take away a lot of regional stuff, or would put half and half, like half on regional, half on streaming, because FanDuel can't handle all the teams. Bally's is bankrupt, and I think the Angels weren't paid for TV rights this year. Or they weren't paid for TV compensation this year. So even though they're under FanDuel, I think, or that might have been the Padres. But supposedly losing the TV contract last year, and I believe parts of this year, cost already $50 million. So he's bitching and moaning about that. Also, Cockdown Brothers of Los Angeles, of Edison Field, of Anaheim, of Orange County, of Western Hemisphere. You forgot Republic of China. I think that's about it for tonight. A few more comments that'll pop up here. Hey, Todd, when did they stop opening the main gate 2 hours early? I had to wait an extra 30 minutes the other day. That was annoying. They used to let you in to see the Angels hit batting practice, but that changed years ago. So that's tough. You can't get in as early as you used to. Vote for Bond says, heard ESPN is buying the MLB app and Peacock is doing Friday night, Sunday night. I don't know about that. I do know that ESPN is doing a streaming service where it's like $39 a month and you get unlimited ESPN content. And basically, so sort of like what Locked On does, they stole their idea. So ESPN will be like, well, hey, this is ESPN Angels only. So that Angels streaming channel will have nothing but Angels content on it, and Angels highlights, Angels everything. So that will be like, but who's going to pay $40 a month for that? And it might not be the best coverage. I heard some of it's going to be AI because they're not going to pay a specific reporter to do it. So it's almost going to be like a futuristic movie where they have like an AI generated person on camera behind a screen, and it looks like an ESPN anchor, but it's totally AI, and it's a guy talking to you in AI voice as well. I think it's going to be cringe. I think it's going to be terrible. But ESPN, although they're always like, just like anything Disney or Marvel, when it's a shit show, instead of the executives saying, hey man, maybe we shouldn't launch this, maybe the fans won't like this, maybe this isn't going to come off right, they're more along like the yes men, the bootlicking house man. They're gonna be like, great idea, let's run it, let's roll with it. How much do we have to spend on it? Here's a blank check, just fill it in. So watch for ESPN to, I think, finally bankrupt itself, because again, spending to get Rich Eisen back, having paying for a YouTuber like McAfee a lot of money, overpaying a guy like Stephen A. Smith, who likes to talk like this until he gets really animated and he has to start yelling at every little thing. And he says this and he says that, because if you make a good comment, he's going to outshout you. So, yeah, that's my Stephen A. But overpaying for people like that, I mean, they were lucky to cut bait with Shannon Sharp. Although he'll make a lot of money on freaking streaming services and also what he does in social media. Although like him or hate him, I liked Shannon Sharp way more than Stephen A. Smith, and I think they picked the wrong guy to pay. And unfortunately, Shannon Sharp couldn't keep it in his pants, and he got fired. Otherwise, Shannon Sharp should still be doing his thing. I think Stephen A. walking into an NBA arena like he's a player, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, ESPN has a lot of problems. That's all I'm saying. And I think that they're going to be a network that, with this whole baseball thing, they're going to wind up going belly up, dude, because again, they were one of the channels too to pay a lot of money to an NBA product that is shitting the bed. So user 69 says Pete Rose to the Hall of Fame. Man, fuck the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose should have been in years ago. I'm so pissed off about that. Um, these assholes literally said you're not going to get into the Hall of Fame till you die. And he freaking died. And they're like, yeah, I think we'll put him on the ballot. Shoeless Joe Jackson, same thing. I mean, if you guys and gals ever say, man, Todd, you are so petty, I'd be like, yeah, I'm petty, but the Hall of Fame committee is beyond petty. I mean, that is the biggest, the good thing about that is those older writers that have control of the votes in the Hall of Fame are dying off. And so I think with a younger crowd coming in, they're going to appreciate baseball players a lot better. And they're going to be like, hey, you know what? This player deserves to be in there. This player. So instead of like Fred McGriff waiting so long to get into the Hall of Fame, instead of Dave Parker waiting a long time to get into the Hall of Fame, these guys will get in faster, and especially on the Veterans Committee. Stephen A sucks right there. Artie sucks as well. When do the paper bags come out? Anytime you guys want, for sure. Alfonso says, I think that older creepy Halo Brothers guy is a cult leader, and that's why he can't attend. Jeez, I didn't say that. Also, I didn't know you'd had a Stephen A impression. Yeah, that's my impression right there. Don't shit on my boy Stephen A Smith. I just don't like him. Hall of Fame is tainted till Bonds gets in. He should be in. He should fucking be in. Bonds is another guy. Again, steroid era. I think Craig Biggio's in. Jeff Bagwell's in. You can't tell me those guys weren't roiding. They're one of the biggest roiders who died early and died of a drug overdose. Was on their team, Ken Caminiti. Everywhere he went, roids went. When he was on the Padres, roids were running rampant there. When he was on the Astros, roids were running rampant there. Bagwell's body broke down as soon as they started testing. I think guys like freaking Rafael Palmeiro should be in. Even though he lied to Congress, he should still be in because that had nothing to do. I mean, again, when these guys were using steroids, when these players were using steroids, it was fucking legal. There was no penalty to being caught with it. So again, why did things change? Why did they have to penalize people for using stuff to get ahead? Because once they said, okay, no more steroids, if you get popped, fine, you get popped. If you get popped again, yeah, you're suspended. You're banned. Fine, I'm cool with that. Ban anybody you want. They deserve it if they're doing it after the fact. It's illegal. But if it's legal the whole time and the league is looking the other way, the players are looking the other way while they're getting a shot in the ass, what's the problem? All it does for me is it makes me appreciate Ken Griffey Jr. more because that dude never took roids. The clean players, you appreciate him more, but you can't overlook the fact that, hey, guys did what they had to do up until they got all this animal, the electronics. We praise teams for stealing signs. This game's always been about theft and doing mischievous things. I mean, the stolen base is called a stolen base. What's your thoughts on the first round pick? Haven't seen him yet. I know he's a good kid from what I hear, but I know he's got some of the best stuff coming out of the draft. He would have been picked higher had it not been for his bad start to the season. But damn, the fact that he even played this season with his mom's tragic death, it just shows you the moxie that kid has. So more power to him. And I think he'll be appreciated when he comes up here. I think he's going to be a good pitcher, but I don't think he'll make it this year. And we'll see. We'll see if he gets. Is Neto your relative? No, he's not. But he's a cool dude. Cool ass dude. You probably saw my picture with him. He's a cool ass dude. Roger Clemens should be in as well. Aroyd, as much as everybody hates him. I will say this, my bias will come out a little bit. He dated Jennifer Lopez, so I think that disqualifies him or he married her, didn't he? I don't know. She's been married more times than Magic Johnson's had sex. College football starts next week. Go Clemson. Yeah, football's up and rolling. So again, if you need Alfonso, you dick. Are you related to Squid? No. I hate that guy. I hate him so much. Man, I can't stand that guy. All right. With that being said, we're at the hour mark. When we can end it on an hour, that's crazy. We're not like the other post game when it's like 25 minutes. McGuire and Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, definitely, along with Sammy Sosa. Absolutely. Free tickets for tomorrow, Andrew says. No, actually, I gave it away. I had some tickets, but I gave them to a couple friends. Got any of those Friday tickets? You know what? I will know by tomorrow because I'm gonna ask my boy Dan if he's got some extra tickets because he's the one that gives me all those promo tickets. So again, it's gonna be a little bit more packed with the Cubs in town. So let me see if I can get myself a few pairs. If I can, I will definitely give it to you guys and gals on here first. I won't just put it on freaking Instagram. Marty says, do we win tomorrow? I think so, actually. I think we're actually going to be the team that, in the beginning of the season and mid-season, we were taking 2 out of 3, winning. I think now we're going to take 1 out of 3. I think we're going to regress a little bit. What do you think of your mate 714 first pitch? I thought he did all right for an older dude. So, but remind me about those tickets after tomorrow's game. I should know because I'm going to hit up Dan. Strange says the Ohapi bobblehead should be him striking out. Well, you guys are sad, but it's true. I'm not related to number 6 either. Alfonso always trying to stir things up. All right, so let's see. What should I play you guys out with before we go? I'll play you out with some Marsha, or actually some solo home runs, Marsha, and then that's it. And I will see you guys tomorrow after the game. Take care, everybody, and go Angels, I guess.
I need your seed.
Who's got the biggest biceps? Marsha. Who's got shoulders like a man? Marsha. Who's got a ring that's lit? Marsha. Who's got a thing for young surfers? Marsha. Who put the tree off the grill? Marsha. Who could slam a shack? Marsha.
Congratulations.